check, check, check. What up? What up? Are we live? We are live. Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? What's going on? It's your girl, Jay. It is Wednesday night, and we are live. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Today, we are talking the portal. We are talking the WNBA draft. We are talking Final Four. It's all about the NCAA girlies, and we want to see what the chat is talking about today. So I hope y'all roll in here, enjoy. Don't forget to give me the likes on the way in or the way out. We're going to have a good time tonight. And you know how we do. You know how we do. Groovy's here. Hey, Groovy. What's going on? We got Jeremy here. Hey, Jeremy, what's going on? This one is slow. This one is slow. I don't really like it, but I think I say that every single time. Jeremy, what's UConn? Is that your winner? Are you saying UConn is going to take it away? Is that what you think? I only have one team standing. One team standing, and that's my South Carolina Gamecocks. So, you know, we going all in over here, you know. No more Notre Dame, no more LSU. It's just South Carolina, who happens to be in the Final Four with, which I didn't realize until yesterday, or when was I live with Seth? I can't remember, whatever day that was. I realized that they are actually in the Final Four with the only teams that beat them this season: UConn, UCLA, and why am I blanking on the other team? Texas. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because these are teams, obviously, they played Texas a couple of times. They did beat Texas for the SEC championship. So that's not anything. I wouldn't say that's anything to be concerned with. You know, Texas does give its challenges, but as we've seen, Texas can also have some slow starts. And if South Carolina picks up their defense, we should be okay. UConn whipped us pretty bad. But I really feel like South Carolina has done their proper scouts. They have watched film. They know where they went wrong and what they need to fix for this game. So I think it'll be a really good matchup. I wouldn't mind seeing UConn and South Carolina in the finals. And then you have UCLA. UCLA is they've been balling. I ain't gonna lie about it. You know, you got Lauren Betts, who even if she's not scoring, she's still a problem on the floor. They find ways to win. So I mean, obviously, they beat my LSU girlies in the Elite Eight. But again, South Carolina, I think they can scout well enough. Being that they lost to these three teams, I think that you look at the mistakes that you made. And I think Don looks at the mistakes no matter what. But I think you look at the mistakes you made, you look at where you went wrong, you look at how you allowed them to do what they did, like, you know, UConn, and you work on those things. So when you have to play them again, you can kind of fix it. So it all depends on who shows up for South Carolina, how they execute, how well they take care of the ball, that whole thing. But, you know, I believe in my South Cat girls, and I think we're gonna be okay. We shall see. I'm not thinking too far in the future. Let us deal with Texas first, and then we can talk about UCLA or UConn. I don't like jumping ahead too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in my girls, but you know, we got to make sure. What do they always say? Keep the main thing the main thing. Let's concentrate on Texas before we jump all the way to the finals. Let's do what we need to do in the Final Four first. Jeremy said that's my Huskies. Okay. SC Bread. Hey, JSpot. What's going on with LSU women's basketball? Nothing. I mean, people are getting in the portal. We're going to talk about that. People are getting in the portal, but I'm not I was surprised by Samaya, not gonna lie about that. Not so much surprised by Poa. I'm thinking ADR. Um, but I mean, not super surprised. This is the time that we are in now. These players don't have to have any loyalty to these schools. For whatever reason they decide to leave to go to a different school, it is solely on, with them. Their decision is theirs to make, whether that's money with NIL or opportunity or, uh, you know, a championship opportunity, a minutes opportunity, a growth opportunity, whatever that is. They have free reign to do whatever they want to do. Like there's nothing like keeping them at a certain school. So I wouldn't necessarily, you know, down or, or just automatically think like something's wrong with that school as to why people are leaving, aka Notre Dame. But I will say that, people are looking for different opportunities and, they're going to, you got to do what's best for you at the end of the day. So, I think gone are the days where people, there are some students that will stay all 4 years at their school. But with so many opportunities now, is not unheard of that players will leave. So I'm not putting too much stock into that. I think we're gonna be okay. I think she has 5 recruits coming in. Mulkey does. Fo did not make an announcement, so from what I'm gathering, she's not going to enter the draft because today was the last day, I believe, for her to say that she was going to go to the draft or not. I haven't heard anything unless she makes an announcement tomorrow. I don't know if that's too late, but regardless, Fo might be there. You still got Michaela Williams, as far as we know. Jersey's still there. ADR still there. They have work to do. They do have work to do with that team, but I think LSU will be okay. Moki knows what she's doing. Spoiled Brat says, how do you feel about everyone leaving Notre Dame? It kind of makes me a little sad. I mean, that probably was the biggest surprise of everybody going into the portal was Olivia Miles, because although it wasn't a surprise that she wouldn't go to the W, it was a surprise that she would leave Notre Dame. And, everybody's putting in their 2 cents and, saying things we don't know what's true or not. Some people are saying it's because of Hannah. She's taking her shine. It's because of Hannah and her views, her personal views about people. It's, I don't know. But as of right now, Olivia Miles has left. Kylie Watson has left, in the portal. Kylie is in the portal. Emma Reich is in the portal. And Kate Caval, who I didn't expect that. She's a freshman. She was getting some minutes. Maybe, I believe they did cut her back a little bit. They were starting the other senior, which I didn't know a lot about her. I think she was actually not a walk-on. Was she a walk-on? She was either a grad student or something. I can't remember because some of the people in Notre Dame are new players, so I'm not familiar with all the names. But I know Kate left. Kate is gone, so that's crazy. So 4 people from Notre Dame have gone. We don't know what's going to happen with KK Bransford. She left. She went into the portal last season, and she came back. And then she decided she wasn't going to play. She was going to redshirt because she had an injury. So I don't know what's going on with her. But this upcoming year will be her senior year. We know Maddie's gone. Sonia's gone. Really, they only got Hannah and Prosper from the previous team. I think they said it's like three players. I don't know. I don't know what's going over there. I don't know how to feel. I feel it's kind of weird. I don't want there to be any issues there because I really like Coach Neal. And I think she deserves the success that she's been having in Notre Dame. I don't know what's going on there. So I guess we'll find out sooner or later and see what this team looks like next season. But, it's Olivia leaving was not expected. I just thought she would stay in. But like others have pointed out, Olivia, there's some more development that needs to be there. Although she was the number 2 pick, and I think she still would have went number 2. There's a lot of development that she needs. Um, for whatever reason, she just wasn't performing her best during the tournament, and I think that probably messed with her a little bit. And I think that probably shook her confidence a little bit. And she probably just thought to herself that I don't want to go into the W like that. I want to work on some things and whatever. And if I have an opportunity, I might as well stay. And maybe she feels like she can't get that development with the team or the coaching staff or whatever that is at Notre Dame. So she's going to go somewhere else. Where is she going to go? I don't know. I'm hearing somebody said TCU. Somebody said UConn. Somebody was saying South Carolina. I don't know. I don't know where she's going to go. Daniel's in the house. What's going on, yo? Political says, hit those likes, y'all. Please, please, please hit those likes. I would so appreciate it. Spoiled Brad says, I hate UCLA. They're a little thorn in my side. But you know who is more of a thorn? Texas. They kind of got like, I'm all for trash talking. Like, I love it. I'm all for a little cockiness. I have to be with teams like, LSU and stuff like that. But Texas is doing a lot. Texas is doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing a lot since mid-season. So, I would love to be able to just take care of them. I hope South Carolina can pull it off and go ahead and send them packing and send them back down the street where their home is. Political says, yeah, I like UConn and SC is a good final they met before. Yep. Big Girl also hates, Jaletta also hates UCLA. and the lover of UCLA is here, RC. Hey, RC, what's going on? Of course, he said, I love UCLA. I am here to defend our honor. UCLA all day and twice on Sundays. RC says, Jay, did you DVR record the game yesterday? Because it sounds like you didn't get to watch it live. The game yesterday? What game yesterday? What? There was a game on yesterday? Tell me. Hey, Key is in the building. What's going on? Jeremy says, I'm not trying to jump ahead, but did you hear about Kenny Brooks? No, I saw his picture on a post, but I wasn't sure about what was going on. What happened to Kenny Brooks? Somebody tell me. Key said, like someone said on Twitter, or somebody on Twitter said, Full Court Press picked one hell of a year to feature Hannah her doggone the Irish. Right. Now, are we going to get the inside scoop or what's going on? I don't know. But this is a really good time to see, what was the inner workings of Hannah and the Irish. So maybe we'll get a glimpse of what was going on. I doubt they show anything like salacious, but we'll see. I'm still going to be interested whether we get all the tea or not. I'm still very interested in seeing the 3 people that they chose in the for a Full Court Press this season. SC Brad said, I predicted the ACC women's basketball teams we're going to be watching in the finals from home. Okay. Political says, I thought ADR was going to hit the portal, but she says she's going to ball out next season. Okay. I also thought we might see ADR in the portal, but, good. They need some stability there. They need some familiar faces there with that team. The whole team can't leave. You can't be like Notre Dame where it's like barely anybody there. But then again, well, no, that doesn't even compare. Because I was going to say, then again, South Carolina lost 5 of their starters the season before last. And, was that last season? They came in with all their starters gone, and they ended up, being very successful. But they also had a bunch of people on the team that had been with the team, so that's not the same. That was 2 seasons ago. Uncle J.E., peace. What's going on? Well, also, you only have 1-year scholarships. Oh, for people to go to different schools, they only do 1 year? Political says Big Fro has until Friday. She has 10 days because she still has eligibility. The rule stated that you have 2 days if you are in the Elite Eight, Final Four, Sweet 16. You have from 2 days since your last game to declare. That's what I read. But if it's 10 days, we shall see. I think 10 days is too long because you can't have 10 days to declare because the draft is like less than 2 weeks away. So I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think 10 days if you're not in the tournament. But if you're in the tournament, especially those last few, because you don't have a lot of time between the end of like the championship and the draft is like a week and a half away. So I don't think the 10 days apply to that. They do have 2 days. But if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but I think I read that. RC says the portal makes you wonder, is it okay to love on these players because you could have favorites and next thing you know, they're going somewhere else. It's a chance fans take, I guess. I don't, if I'm a fan of Olivia, I don't really care where she goes. I'm still going to be a fan of hers. Now, it might be hard for me to catch all her games if I'm really into like Notre Dame and my three teams. If somebody from South Carolina were to leave or someone from LSU that I really liked, like if Big Foe or somebody like that left it and transferred to a different school, I would still support them. I wouldn't stop supporting them. I may not support their full team. You know what I'm saying? So I think you can still be a fan of individuals, even if they don't play for that same school. And now it will be kind of crazy when they have to play each other. But, that's the world that I live in. I mean, my teams play each other all the time. So I think I'm just used to being able to cheer multiple players and multiple teams at the same time. Groovy says it looks TCU is the hot spot that everyone is rumored to go to. Yeah, I wonder why too. I mean, maybe it's the conference, maybe it's the coaching system, maybe it's just the freedom to not maybe be under a microscope and still be able to, make waves and you're able to develop and grow the way you need to. I don't know. Big Girl said, you sure about that? The draft is in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Kay Caval was starting and not doing bad when the other girls came off injury. They let her start, so I guess she bounced. Yeah, she was coming off the bench. So yeah, maybe that's what happened. She just felt like she deserves to be a starter always, and maybe she is going to a program that's going to let her do that. Caval is probably going to team up with her high school teammate Swords at Michigan. Oh, I forgot they were teammates. That can be something. We'll see. Political says the rule is if you have eligibility, meaning you have 10 days before the draft to decide to enter or return to school, is in the draft on April 15th. Yeah, but you can't. So I don't think. Hold on. I'm going to look it up because I was just reading that. Let me see. You can't have 10 days from the final game. You can't have 10 days before the final game because that doesn't give teams enough time to decide on what they're going to do if you just declare the day before the draft. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a certain deadline. So hold on. Summer sent it to me. Now I can't find it. Let me see. Right here. If the player, okay, it's an Elite 8, not the Sweet 16. If the player is playing in the Elite 8 or Final Four, they have up to 48 hours after their last game to submit their intention to renounce and declare. These requirements do not apply to international players who have never played NCAA basketball. Players may withdraw their names from consideration from the WNBA draft no later than 5 days before the event. So that's that part. RC says the girls' McDonald's All American game. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't watch that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that into the high schoolers. I mean, I know that's new recruits that's coming in, and it's good to see them. I saw clips, but I didn't watch the game. I saw like a little bit of things, but I didn't partake in that. Jeremy says he took away a kid's scholarship, Cassidy Rowe, who's a junior. He stripped away her scholarship. What? Why? What happened? 1,000 players plus players off in the portal. Yeah, I think I heard 1,300. There's no reason that teams should not be able to put a good product on the floor if they find the right pieces. TCU, Kentucky can be right back in the mix. Yep. The 2023 South Carolina lost all their starters. Yeah, the couple of years ago. Right. Thank you. RC says, but why did he take her scholarship away? That's what I would like to know. Spoiled Brat says not 10 days, it's 48 hours. But if she did declare, she doesn't have to tell us. She doesn't have to tell us no. But I would think, just like some of the other reporters, they would have reported that she was declaring. So I don't think it'll be a secret. Political says if it's 48 hours, she's past due, isn't she? She lost on Sunday. 2 days from Sunday is Monday, Tuesday is Wednesday, and no announcement. That's what I'm saying. Today would have been the last day. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I don't know if it's like today at midnight. I don't know, but that's what the rules state. She has 48 hours from her last game to declare. But then Ashley Barker well, you know what? Ashley Barker wasn't in it's the Elite Eight and the Final Four. Because I was going to say Ashley Barker from Alabama, she just declared for the W, but she wasn't in Elite Eight or the Final Four or the championship. So she had time. I don't know what that is. RC says Aaliyah Chavez is already Oklahoma. It feels like she's about to be top dog from day one, and everyone else is going to follow suit. I've seen this story before. I can't wait to see it again. I heard that she was good, but she wasn't that great. I don't know. I didn't watch, so I don't know what's going on with that. But they had a lot of good things to say about the two recruits that are going to LSU. They did say Aaliyah did great, but I think they said something like she's going to be struggling with some of the physicalness of the SEC. They feel like is going to be a problem for her. Gamble 30, hi, how are you? Says TCU not signing freshmen. He's just using a portal. Okay. Summer is here. Hey, Summer, my good friend Jay, what's going on? Oh, I didn't click on it. Jeremy said she recovered from 2 ACL injuries and played this season for Kentucky. She's a hometown player and supposed to graduate next year. He removed her scholarship. Don't know why. Ooh, spicy. Which Final Four game you think will be the most entertaining and exciting? The Texas and TCU game was like watching grass grow. I mean, for me, watching South Carolina is always exciting. So the Texas-South Carolina game will be good. But I think most people will probably gravitate towards UConn and UCLA because UConn is playing so well now. Obviously, you got Page. UCLA is the number one team. So it's kind of like which one of these teams are going to, end up being on top? Is it going to be UConn and Page and just the way they've been playing, especially that last game where it was just people hitting from all cylinders? Or is UCLA going to keep saying that they're that girl? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to keep proving that, they're number one for a reason? We shall see. I think more people might be excited and tuned into that. Me, I'm looking at South Carolina. Summer says if Michigan gets Swords, we'll what a catch for coach. You mean if they get Caval? Because he already has Swords. Yeah, meant Caval. Okay. It's 10 before the draft day. It's 10 days before the draft day. What do y'all mean? Flage has until April 4th to make a decision. I don't think that. Summer, where'd you get this information from that you sent me about the player? If the player is playing in the Elite Eight or Final Four, they have up to 48 hours after their last game to submit their intention to renounce and declare. These requirements do not apply to international players who have never played NCAA basketball. That's where I'm confused on where y'all are getting the 10 days. Somebody please drop the cite your source where you got that from. Okay, that's why 48 hours has passed and she said nothing. I guess she is going back. Maybe. I guess so. She hasn't said anything. I just think because it's so close, they can't have 10 days. Because you can't, if you're one of the not final four, if you're one of the championship teams or the final teams, your game isn't the game on April 4th? Where's my calendar? Let me see. April 4th is Friday. So you can't, if you are in the championship on April 6th, the deadline has already passed. But I know that Camilla, if I'm not mistaken, did Camilla say she was going to the W before she was in the finals? I don't know, y'all. Honestly, at this point, it don't matter. It don't matter. We'll see who's in it and who's not. I don't know. Jay, like I'll see them top-notch high schoolers when they get to college level. Yeah, I'm just not in. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I love women's basketball, but like college is kind of where I stop. Like I know there's a lot of talent in high school, but it's just it's only so much I can consume. It's only so much. So college, then W, or whatever professional league. But I don't follow the high schoolers too much. Marcus says, I hope HVL makes a roster, but I don't think she will. Really, even after what she proved or what she showed this last season at TCU, you don't think she'll make one? He brought in most of his Virginia Tech players. Marcus said, sorry, WNBA are too hard on guards. They are. That's true. Outside of Paige, who do you think would be a top 5 pick? Man, who's on the roster? I mean, on the roster. Who is? It all depends on who is declaring. It all depends on that. I had a mock draft pulled up, but at this point, like, we don't even know if the WNBA mock draft is blown up because of Olivia not being there anymore. But I can see top 5. Obviously, Paige, you said already. I can see top 5. I definitely want Morrow top 5. I think Morrow will go top 5. That's just my opinion. Citron, Kiki, and probably Georgia A. Moore. Now, I know we do have the French player, Dominique, that's in there that people have her going to the Valks at number 5. I don't know a lot about her, but if I'm choosing, that's the 5 I think that will be drafted in the top. It'll be Paige, Georgia, Kiki, Sony, and Anissa. So we shall see what that looks like. Anissa, easy. Right. Marcus says, I don't think Flage is ready for the W. Okay. And J.E. says, yeah, Flage is ready. Gamble says Jada Williams going to Iowa State. Yeah, I saw that. Some good guards from college have gotten cut in the WNBA. Flage won't get cut. Jeremy says, I think Kiki Area Finn will get drafted by the Storm. It would not make sense for the Mystics to draft Kiki because they got Aaliyah Edwards, right? Who is the same height and plays the same position. Okay. NC Bread said, is Arizona women's basketball Jada Williams going to Iowa State? Yes, she is. Angel made her decision on April 3rd last year. Did she? Has it been a whole year since I did that video on her? I'm about to do another Angel Reese video. It's been in the works forever and I haven't done it yet. But yeah, she did make it. April 4th is 2 more days. Okay. They said Deja Kelly going late second round. Oh yeah, Deja did declare. She did. Yes, Miller declared before. Okay. Whoever comes out not starting anyway, except for Paige. That's what Real Money says. None of these other players gonna start except for Paige. We shall see. It all depends on what team they go to. It all depends. I don't know. I won't say that because I think they can definitely earn a spot. But we also know out of last year's draft, only 3 players out of last year's draft started. Only 3 players, started their whole time that they were playing, because we know Camilla didn't start the season because she was injured, but once the injury was over, then she became a permanent starter. Angel started the whole time until she got hurt. We know Cece started her whole time at Indiana. Aaliyah had some starts, but she didn't start the whole time. JC had some starts. She didn't start the whole time. Kate got, I think, 1 or 2 starts, but she didn't start the whole time. And then you got to go into all what they did to Peely and Nika Mule and all that stuff. So we shall see. We shall see. Oops, I don't think I ever clicked on that. There we go. Citron probably goes number 2. Okay. Goes second. I thought you said second round. I'm like, dang, she fell all the way to the second round. Marcus says Morrow might start. I believe that too. I think Morrow might start depending on the team that she goes to. And I think she's hardworking. I think she'll earn the starting spot. It just depends on where she goes. Mock draft has her going first round. Today is the 2nd year anniversary of LSU winning the national championship. Yep. I tweeted that out. 731 days have passed and people's feelings are still hurt. Like, when are we going to get over that? Why do people talk shit about Raven? You know what, Jeremy? I do not know. I don't get it for the life of me. I think people have in their mind what they think a point guard is and should be, and it has a lot to do with scoring and being offensively strong. But a point guard's job is to be the floor general. It is to facilitate the offense. It doesn't say that the point guard's job is to be the leading scorer. It doesn't say the point guard's job is to make all the fancy passes. It says their job, just the black and white of it, their job is to facilitate the offense. Raven does that to a T so much that Dawn Staley trusts her so much, puts so much trust in her. Now, does she want her to be, a little bit more on offense? Yes, I'm sure she would. And Raven has proven that she can be, but for whatever reason, this season just wasn't it for her. I think coming back next season, we'll see some different things happening. It doesn't hurt. It is not a bad thing if you're a point guard that scores. It's not a bad thing if you're a point guard that can, get a lot of assists and passes and stuff like that. It's all adding to your bag. But the nuts and bolts, the very bottom line of what a foundation of what a point guard is supposed to be is to facilitate the offense, calm your team down, get them straight, call plays, be able to call audibles, be able to react and make the best decisions possible outside of the timeouts. They're looking for you for your leadership. That's what your job is. And on the other side of that, Raven is amazing on defense. So a lot of people put a lot of stock in offense, but you know what they say, defense creates offense. So I think a lot of things that Raven does on the defensive end does help her team score. It's just not the ball flying from her hand is what's causing them to score or, getting them points on the board. It is what she's doing on the defensive side. She's changing shots. She's stealing the cookies. She is closing down lanes. She's sticking to these people, face guarding, whatever it is. Her and her what they call the seatbelt gang. I think she does a lot, and it just gets overlooked because she's not scoring 20, 30 points a game, which at some point it got skewed that's the only thing you're supposed to be able to do it to be considered a good point guard. And a lot of people look at box scores and be like, well, she only averages 5 points or 3 points or whatever, and this is her percentage and blah, blah, blah. But one of the best coaches in the game trusts her to be on the floor, trust her to make the calls. There are calls that she's made and Dawn didn't have nothing to do with it. Those are things that she said, I want to get the balls, pause. I want to get the ball in the hands of Chloe. I want to make sure Fagan gets a look. I want to make sure I set up Lay. Those are in-game decisions that she's doing. So she has some attributes that I think are very commendable, and I think they are very valuable, but for whatever reason, people don't see it that way. I don't understand it. I don't understand the hate. And like Dawn says, Raven is a winner. So you can say what you want to about her, but she has gone to 4 straight Final Fours. She is does she have 2 or 3 rings with South Carolina? I know she had the red shirt one year. She is a winner at a high school level. She's a winner at a college level. She's a winner in her conference. So they don't win, she says, without Raven. So that means Dawn says that's where I'm sticking to. So I don't know why people think that, but that's, it is what it is. Sorry, I didn't mean, sometimes I get out on a tangent when I talk about some players that I like, but that's not cool. I cried when Angel declared. When Angel declared, Angel is such a big personality. And if y'all haven't seen that video, I think the name of the video is Angel Declares in Style. You can find it on my YouTube page. And I think I did it the day after she declared, but she declared in Vogue magazine with a full photo shoot. The video, oh my gosh, the video that dropped, that took me out. The little farewell to LSU and all that stuff. And I'm not worried about my story because I know who the author is. Ooh, that was good. That's a way to declare right there. Like, I love it. I love it. So yeah, I was very emotional too when Angel declared. Summer says 2026 draft class will be something else with 2 more W teams coming in. Yep. 2 more teams coming in. You got a full draft class. There's a new CBA. It's going to be interesting. Next year is going to be interesting. So Angel declared 12 days before the draft instead of 48 hours after her final game, and the Elite 8, guess she was given more time for the magazine article. I don't know, political. Girl, you got me. I don't know. I know they did mention that last year, too, that they had 2 days to declare, so I don't know. Marcus says Angel wasn't even expecting to start for Chicago, but look at God. And never not started other than her being hurt. She started in preseason games. She started in preseason games. It was never a time where she sat that bench as an active player when she didn't start. People didn't think Angel would even make the team. That's the crazy thing. So I don't really listen to a lot of what people have to say about certain players because it's just rooted in them not wanting them to succeed. It's rooted in just like hate and you wanting to be so right about how bad they are that you're not, considering anything outside of, as much as your brain can think. People didn't think that she would be drafted in the first round. People didn't think that she would make a team. People didn't think that if she made a team that she would even start. And to be honest, we didn't know. We didn't know what these teams would do because in the past, it's like it was so easy to cut these people. Like we would hear about people getting drafted and then they're cut 2 days later. The W is a very cutthroat like place. So like I'm not too mad that people thought that, but I also know a lot of people thought that about Angel just because it's Angel. But time has proven that the W is a very cutthroat place. And I think this last season or this last draft class really kind of like turned the corner on that. Like it was a lot of valuable players that came out of this last draft class that you couldn't cut even if you wanted to, because these people come in with a different level of not only play, but a different level of like celebrity is not the word. Attention is the word, right? You got people that are buying tickets just to come see Caitlyn. You got people going to games just to see Camilla or just to see Angel or just to see Cam and Rakia. Like these people had huge followings, and now you're seeing the numbers and the W grow and all this stuff. So it's kind of like you really, yeah, they have skill, but I mean, if you're also looking at business, you can't really just cut half this class. So I think we knew going in probably top 8 is what we were saying last season. Top 8 probably wouldn't get cut because they were actually like names and not only names, but they were very prominent players from the programs that they came from. And, you know, I'm upset at what they did to Peely. Peely was an amazing player at Utah. And for you to sit that girl on the bench the whole time, have her come in, score 20 points, and then sit her back on the bench like she did something wrong, that's crazy. I feel like all the other teams gave their rookies chances, whether they kind of wanted to or not. Like in a sense of Aaliyah Edwards, that half their team was hurt. They had to have her come in, and look what she did. Like, look, at times she was trying to carry that team on her back as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? If Cam wouldn't have gotten hurt, she would have, been amazing there. Rakia, because those opportunities was given, she was finally able to get a starting spot, and you could see her growth throughout the season. So, I mean, I just think that rookie class was a little different than most. And I don't know if there's like a precedent that has been set now, a precedent who has been set with this new class that came in. Maybe now people are going to be looking at this next class the same way, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a drop off and we might see another group of massive cuts. I don't really know, but this last class was special to the W for sure. Spoiled Brad says no, it was 48 hours after Angel's last game. I thought it was sooner. Yep, I agree with you, Spoiled Brad. I thought it was sooner, but I can't think of when it was. But I know they asked her last game at that thing if she was going to declare. She said she didn't know. But I do know they said she had 2 days. And I don't think it was very much longer after she declared. So I don't know. I'll let y'all battle it out in the chat. Nice is going to start. No way they have Nice sitting on the bench. Delusional for real. And for anyone saying Nice will get cut, needs to stop. Facts. I would love to see Angel versus Anissa must-see TV. That is must-see TV, big girl. And I've already made the decision. I will be purchasing a ticket draft night as soon as I find out where Anissa is going. I want to get that Chicago ticket. Or I don't know where she's going to go, whatever's closer. But I do want to get a ticket to Angel and Anissa's first matchup. I think it's going to be great. But, we shall see. We shall see. SC Bread says WNBA teams can waste a draft pick on Flau'jae Johnson. Be my guest. But look at Diamond Miller from Minnesota. What about her? Wait, not waste a draft pick on Flau'jae. Pause, because what are you talking about? Waste a draft pick on Flau'jae? Ooh. Now you talking crazy. Big girl, that would be epic. Um, Jeremy says Raven is Jalen Hurts. It's about winning and just stats. She can be CC who has all the stats but didn't win anything. Flage is better than Miller. LOL. Real Money says I like Raven, but these GMs want to see some flash at times from the PG. I said what I said. I don't know. I don't have any retort to that. They want to see some flash at times, and I think she can offer that. But I also think they want somebody that can come in the game and that can actually control it. I mean, if you guys watch, we saw like how the Aces, which is a very established team, how they were performing without Chelsea being there. And as soon as Chelsea came back, you can see the immediate change in how they played less sloppy, how they played with more intention, how things just flowed better. Um, so I mean, again, only time will tell. Political says if anybody wants to know the eligibility rules entering the WNBA with college eligibility remaining, it's on page 105 of the WNBA CBA. You can interpret the rule for yourself. Page 105 of the WNBA CBA. If anybody wants to know the eligibility rules entering the WNBA. But is that the same as declaring? Let me see. WNBA CBA. Oh no, that's 2020. Where's her hoot stats? Because I got it. There we go. The draft. I'm reading it, so give me a give me a second. I'm not just looking at the camera or looking down. I'm trying to read this and find out what it is. So I see where it says about to be eligible for the WNBA draft, all domestic players. Well, here, I'll just pull it up. Summer, tell me where you found that thing you sent me. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I want to also want to educate myself. But I swear they said 48 hours. They said it on TV as well. But we're going to add, how do I make this bigger? Let's see. Gotta do that. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that or if you can't see that, but it says to be eligible for the WNBA draft, all domestic players must have no remaining collegiate eligibility, or they must renounce it in writing at least 10 days before the date of the draft. The 10-day timeline was adjusted for the 2021 draft to account for the fact that all NCAA athletes were granted an extra year of eligibility due to the coronavirus pandemic. Additionally, domestic players must meet one of the three other requirements. The first and most common one is for a player to be 22 by December 31st of that calendar year of the draft. Blah, 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 blah. Something about graduating. But I think what we're saying, and I wish I can find it, is two different things because this is to be eligible for the draft. To be eligible for the draft, you have to renounce that you're not going to go back to school if you have that extra year to play. And they did that for the players that had that extra COVID year, is what it's saying. For all domestic players, must have no remaining collegiate eligibility. You cannot have any college eligibility left in order to go to the draft. And if you do have time left, you have to renounce it in writing at least 10 days before the draft. So renouncing that you're not going to go back to school may be different than you saying that you are going to enter the draft. I don't know. I think it's a verbiage thing. I'm trying to see. I don't see where that other piece is that I read on here, but I think it might be some nuance there. I don't know. Uh Summer says I love Raven's game. You know I do. She got two. She got two what? Two rings. Raven got two rings. Okay. Marcus says I was worried about Angel those first games. Those big girls were bumping her off her spots. Yeah, her first game, I want to say not even her first game, not the first professional game. I didn't watch. No, it was her first professional game. I remember talking to Summer because Summer was at that game. She went to Dallas to watch Angel's first game. And I remember watching, I was like, man, she just doesn't seem like herself. Like something feels weird about like, I don't know if she's like, I don't want to say scared, but she just seemed very hesitant, just kind of unsure. And that's not like Angel. To kind of seem like some of her confidence was shook or something, or maybe it was just more than what she expected it to be. Um, but throughout the season, she got a little bit better with just having confidence and trying to do her thing and muscling her way to get wins and stuff like that, like they did with New York and Indiana and some other games, the Aces. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I was kind of worried not worried, but I was just like, my little girl is kind of lost her confidence a little bit, but I was happy that she got it back. Uncle J.E. says, facts, Jay. Louie is in the house. What's going on, Louie? Niece will be the biggest steal in this year's draft. Louie says, nice glasses. Are they new? Not new. They're new-ish. I started wearing them more so I can get my eyes used to them. I forgot when I got them. I got them. Honestly, I don't remember. Maybe September, October. I don't wear them every day, but I do wear them here so I can read the comments because sometimes it's hard to see. But thank you. I want to get a different style. These are like the cheapy ones that I get, but I want to check out some places and get some nicer looking glasses. Get Nice to Vegas. The Mystics will trade one of their first picks for Vegas or Lynx. Y'all know how. I mean, I don't know if y'all know this, but I want Nice. I think Nice will probably. I won't say probably. I wouldn't be mad if she ended up on the Aces. The Aces, and the reason I say this, not because I think she's going to be a low pick. If you guys watch SEC games and watch like the SEC, what is it called, SEC Now, or like their pre or post game shows or whatever, Nikki Fargas loves to talk about Anissa Morrow. She loves to talk about her. She always talks about how she feels like Anissa is a person that is going to go into the W and be amazing. Like her skills are going to transfer. The stuff that she can do, you can't teach. Coaches and GMs need to be looking out for her. If they are passing her up, they don't know what they're doing. Like that type of conversation. Nikki Fargas is the GM of the Aces. And I know because Let me remove this from the scene. I know that they have like a very low pick, so the odds of her getting Anissa is very low because I don't think Anissa will drop that low. But they could do some kind of trade because I mean Washington got 3 picks. What is it? 4, 5? No, 3, 4, and 6. So it's possible they could do something if she really wants her. She might end up doing something to get her. But she's someone who is always talking about Anissa. Every single time she gets a chance, she talks about Anissa and what she can do. So I think that if she don't end up nowhere, she might end up in with the Aces. This class doesn't have a following like last year. Yeah. So you think it might drop off. JE says, I like Peely a lot. Yeah, justice for Peely. Political says that's how Reeves operates, is her player development. Look how Minnesota did Diamond Miller. Yeah. I mean, she wins. They got 4 championships under her, and they made it to the finals last season. But, man, it's just you got that. At some point, you got to cultivate your talent. You can't just let them rot on the bench and then throw her in there when you absolutely just you have to have her, and now she ain't got no flow and rhythm with what you have going on. Like, you do want to be ready when your name is called, but give the girl some playing time, please. Summer says the Lynx have been scouting Nice. They went to Baton Rouge for a pregame practice. Simone is close to Reeves. Reeves was in Tennessee when LSU played on the road. I won't be surprised if she lands there. If she lands there, they better play her. That's all I got to say. They better play her. Did Chicago make the playoffs with Angel being Angel? I said Chicago wouldn't make it on your show. Well, Angel didn't get a chance to be Angel because Angel got hurt 6 days before the playoffs. And at that point, they had an opportunity to still make the playoffs. And they actually still had a chance to make the playoffs, the game before their last game. And at that point, they didn't have Camilla. They didn't have Kennedy. They didn't have Angel. Mick was hurt. Rachel Banham was hurt. So don't come in here with that. that one don't work. SC Bread. That point you're making don't work. You might have said Chicago wouldn't make it, and ultimately you are right. But I don't want to hear they didn't make the playoffs with Angel being Angel because Angel wasn't being Angel when she was sitting on the bench because she couldn't play 6 games before. And at 6 games before, they were in the playoffs. So come back again with something else, SC Bread. Uncle J.E. said, Marcus, you bugging. Peely was her in college. I didn't think Peely would make a roster, but she proved me wrong. Oh, then he says Peely was her in college. Okay. Jeremy says Peely is about to help us win a title this year. She should have last year, but she's going to be a problem, and Fee will win MVP. Okay. We shall see about that. Now, Peely did play in Athletes Unlimited. She did play well. I don't know her stats, but she did her thing there, and she was actually playing, had a lot of playing time. Let me, how do I get this off of here? I don't know. Marcus, you see Peely and AU. That's kind of what I just said. So we on the same wavelength. High vibrations. What's going on? The draft class with Juju and Fawali going to be good. Can't wait to see them in a W. Yep. I agree. Keisha's in the house. Hey, Keisha. Sometimes Flau'jae be in her own zone when they start getting behind. Okay. Summer says Flau'jae will be just fine when she goes to the W. Real Money says 4 is not coming out. She was just in her feelings. SC Bread, what do you guys say now? Raven might be too short for not to be in a... Raven might be too short for not to be an effective scorer. That she's too short to be an effective scorer? Is that what you're saying? What is this? Article 13, player eligibility and WNBA draft. Marcus says it's Sedona Prince coming out. She really let me down the other night. I don't know. I don't know, but a lot of people are saying with the issues that she has off the court that she probably should not be drafted anywhere. Um, I don't know a whole lot about her, but I know she's been in college for 7 years and she needs to be doing something else. So I don't know if she's going to go to the draft or go into the normal workforce, but I think college, she should be done with college. I think she actually has another year. They said she has another year. She could go back and play, but I think now is the time. Tiffy, what's going on? Tiffy says Flage needs to stay at LSU and help Monkey recruit Olivia Miles. Summer says, yes, Juju, Michaela for Wiley, Booker, etc. Yep. Shantae Michelle, what is going on? Eligibility is different than declaring. That's what I was thinking. I think we are both right. Like your eligibility, you have to let them know you're not going to go back to college. You have to renounce at a certain time. But if you're going to join the draft, if you want to be in the draft, you have to let them know 2 days after your last game if you are in the Elite Eight or Final Four or the championship game. I think it's two different separate things. That's what I'm thinking. But again, I don't know. I can't find that other piece. I don't have time to Google right now. Keisha, Flage plays in the WNBA and someone likes AT to push Flage down. Her mom coming to the floor to protect I can't talk, to protect her child. She's not gonna do that for sure. Now, I'm not talking about AT. The mom, I mean, you're a professional player now. Ain't no moms, ain't no brothers, ain't no family members doing nothing at a professional level. But I think AT, I'm not saying too flage, but AT is about to be the new DT, and she about to give a lot of these rookies their welcome to the WNBA moment. So I don't know about that, but I will say, like I said, the same thing about this class that just came in. Like they definitely need to get their weight up. I think they experienced and they know how physical now that the W is. That I feel like a lot of people that didn't play in a W, like a lot of college students, didn't realize how physical it is in the W. Because obviously people don't talk about the W enough for them to like really gauge, like, oh, we about to go in and like get it. So Angel has worked on her fitness. Cece has worked on her fitness. Rakia, she talked about how physical it was and she needed to, work on getting herself back together or getting her weight up and stuff like that. So I think some of these college players coming in probably will struggle with the physicality of the game. I think SEC players probably can cope a little bit better with the physicality because the SEC is very physical, but it's like SEC on steroids when you play in the W. So um, you still gotta work on yourself to be able to take some of those blows that's about to come on. Flage needs to come to the W. Shantae says declaring after your activity is 48 hours. Okay. I think both of us are right. While y'all are in here, go ahead and give me the likes, guys. If you haven't, if you're enjoying the show, go ahead and give me the sub. I would appreciate it. Go check out some of my other videos I have on my channel. Also, y'all can join my Patreon. It is in my show notes at the bottom, but it is patreon.com/JSpotNetwork. If you want to be a paying member, it is $1 a month. That's not that expensive. You can also be a free member, but there's going to be perks for those, obviously, that pay versus those that don't. But come over there and hang with me. I'm doing a lot of copyright stuff over there where I'm going to get flagged on YouTube, but I won't get flagged over there. So music, entertainment, all that type of stuff I got going on over there on the Patreon. So join that if you like. Tiffy, she has no reason to go back to LSU. Tiffy says, I don't think Big Foe is there physically or mentally to go to the W. Even her defense needs work. Shantae says Angel was getting used to how physical it was. It was a different norm from college to W play. Yep. Shantae agrees with Tiffy. KBAF, what is going on? How are you? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. JE says, Tiffy, what better place to learn than the W around pros? That's also true. Shantae says, Anissa is my number one pick, and I'm a Paige fan. Okay. Tiffy says, players that come out early always get attitude issues adjusting. Look at Jewel and Carter. Those character flaws could have been fixed if they stayed off for years, in my opinion. Jeremy says, your take on Nice going to the Aces. I don't trust Hammond with the draft picks. Last year, she waived all of their picks from Fair to even Jessica Carter, who was a pick from New York. Yeah, but I'm talking about Becky's boss. If Becky's boss wants Anissa on that team, then Anissa is going to be on that team. Now, I don't think in no way, shape, or form that Becky will fight that or like not treat Nice, like a member of that team. I don't think she will be against it if Nikki is talking to her about this is what she wants and the things that she can offer to the team, be beneficial. Like they need some youth on that team anyway. I mean, they lost a lot of their older players, but as they're gaining players back, yes, have some vets there. But I mean, you got Chelsea that's been there 9 years. You got Kia Stokes that's been there 10, 11 years, something like that. You got Asia who is going into her 7th year. 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. Her 8th year. What? Crazy. She's going into her 8th year. Wow. Time flies. She's going into her 8th year. So they can use some youth on that team. And what better way is to bring in some young guns, have them train and work with the best in the world in Asia Wilson and Chelsea. And you also got Jackie. Jackie's been there 7 years. Jewel's been there 10, 11 years, somewhere around there, 9, 10, 11. I think it'll be good. So I don't know. But yeah, Becky did I don't know what they were doing last year. They were the Aces was doing some crazy stuff last year. They would pick people up and then drop them. Have them play a day and then drop them. Have them sign for 2 days and then drop them. I don't know what was going on last season. So I see your point. I see what you're saying, but I believe that if they got Nice, she wouldn't be somebody that they wouldn't play or they would cut. I don't believe that. Uncle J.E. says Tiffy Flage might be with Skylar. That could be huge. Because Nikki Fargus says so about Anissa. I am supposed to take her word. I mean, she's. What is wrong? What is going on? She's a general manager. Yeah, she makes those decisions, right? So if she believes in Anissa, then that's her right and her duty if she wants to get Anissa on her team. What do you mean? It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It matters if she believes it or not. Oh man, you be going too far with the comedy, man. It cracks me up. JE says Flage learning under Skylar and Gabby and NECA. Tiffy says to Summer, I see the Lynx giving up Miller or Peely to Washington for the number 3 pick. They want Anissa real bad and need her to win a championship versus New York. Okay. Political says Minnesota picks at 11 first round. You think Anissa going to be on the board at 11? That's also a good question. Spoiled Brad, another year of college will do Big Foe good. Okay. Summer says to Tiffy, both will be gone for Nice. In my opinion, the Lynx will be missing Nice's rebounding game in that final versus Liberty. Real Money says New York won't be in the finals. Oh, New York not going to the finals with Natasha Cloud and Izzy. And I mean, I know they don't have Benijah. She's not going to play this season. I don't know if they still have Sherrod, and I'm sure they still have, well, not really because they're not guaranteed. Sherrod and Ole Miss. Who's the rookie from Ole Miss? Her name is escaping me. I'm looking at her face. I can't think of her name. Why is that escaping me? Y'all know who I'm talking about. She was a rookie. But you don't think with Sloot, I'm not Sloot. Sloot ain't even there no more, are they? They got Stewie, JJ, Sabrina, Phoebish. Who's coming off? Who's taking Izzy's gonna have to start, I guess. Huh. I don't know. New York won't be in the finals next year. This is gonna be interesting. Real money. Who do you think? This is way too early, by the way. Way too early. Who do you think is going to make it to the finals? Way too early. I understand, but just let me know what you think. Spoiled Brat says apparently Sedona has another year. Girl, she does. And that's crazy. Tiffy says, I don't think Big Four goes number 2. If Seattle does best player available, they're taking Anissa. Anissa was the best player at LSU. How could Big Four get drafted above her? Political says, I heard Prince is still going upside people's head. Yeah, I saw her trying to throw some elbows the other day. Zah is in the house. What's up, J Bug? Chat just got off work. Currently waiting on my BK order. Okay. Welcome in. Sedona Prince better not waste all that hype. I mean, I heard she did this last game. Zah, when the W draft, y'all. It is April 14th, Monday night. I want to say, I don't know what time. But speaking of the draft, me and Cess, your favorite duo, will be live, broadcasting live during the draft, doing our commentary like we always do, and giving y'all our reactions and our thoughts as these people are drafted. So come check us out. April 14th, that's a Monday. We will be broadcasting live on both of our platforms. So come kick it with us. Olivia to LSU? Ooh. Olivia to LSU. Tiffy. Flage is going number 2. No thanks to Miles going to LSU, says Spoiled Brat. Tiffy says to Summer, yes, I believe the Mystics are still tanking for Juju. They would give up Anissa for the right price. Cheryl Reeves doesn't recruit in person unless she wants you. Sedona got cooked by Olaker. Summer says, can we talk about the bag Olaker show versus TCU? I don't want to talk about the bag Olaker has because we got to play them on Friday. And we saw up close and personal what Olaker can do. We saw it, Summer. We were at the game when they played LSU. I don't want to talk about Olaker. Let's go. We can talk about Olaker later after everything is over, but not right now. Zah says, who y'all got taking the NCAA Women's Championship? I want UCLA to take it. I mean, I'm going for my Gamecocks. That's who I am going for. But if not them, I want UConn to get it. TCU had like 5 seconds inbounding from backcourt calls. They got locked up, straight shook. New York has built a super team. Cloud, Saab, Johannes. Oh, I forgot about Marine is coming back too. Johannes. Yeah. She shoots threes from the locker room. That lady's something else. JJ, Niara, Leone. That's a stacked team. No, for real, Reeves doesn't do that quite often. Needs having Simone advocating for her helps immensely. Real Money says, you know who they got to see this year. Zah says, I don't think Liberty going to be that good in 25, meaning compared to last year. Real Money says, Cloud going to have to run through 100 screens this year from the Fever. Shantae says, what? Avery Powell from USC in the portal? Damn, shake my head. Avery Powell. Who's that? I got to look because I don't follow USC. Everybody getting in the portal. Real Money, those 40-year-olds not screening Cloud. Plus, playoff Cloud is another level. She dropped 32 on Link's top. New York dragging the Fever. if they even make the semis. Jeremy says, what program do you think will take a step up next season? My pick is Duke. I think Duke has a lot of potential. I mean, it's hard for me to say with all the recruits coming in, and you still have people that have to commit and actually go there. So I don't really know, but I think Duke is stepping in the right direction. But I don't have another program that I think that can off the top of my head. I think you have a good one. Shantae said the portal is jumping. Summer says I would love Niece to learn from Fee. Political says we will know what Flage is going to do by April 4th, 10 days before the draft. You are stuck on that 10 days. You are not letting that go. If New York make if New York make it, is the question, no Laney this year. If New York make it, is the question. Is the question, no Laney this year. Okay. Yeah, that sucks. No Laney this year. Watch Powell end up in Notre Dame. The house Gatlip build is crumbling. Davis. I don't know what that is. Yeah, okay. Marquisha Davis. Yes, thank y'all. I couldn't get. I'm looking right at her face, but I couldn't. The name was escaping me. But thank you. Real Money says that's what I'm saying. They ain't got all the IQ they had. Zah says Indy gonna be in the finals. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, and your point, Jeremy. What happened? What did Jeremy say? Political. Who are the excuse me? Who are the fours from Minnesota? Trying to see why they want Nisa. Didn't want to let Peely play. Didn't what is that lady's name? Oh my gosh. She came from Atlanta. Dang it. Cause I got Kimbra Walker Marshall in my head, and that's not who I'm thinking about. Damn it. Let me look it up. I'll be going blank on this stream. Like I can think about all this stuff when I'm not on camera. When I'm on camera, I'll be drawing a blank. Let me tell you. Let me see who I'm talking about. Wait, she ain't even on the team? I don't know what they play here, but you got Bridget Carlton, you got Dorka, you got Fee, Diamond Miller, Elena Smith. I think they're all 3-4s. Grace Berger is there now. What happened to y'all know who I'm talking about? What's the lady? Where did she go? I can't think of the lady's name. That's so crazy. The one with the locks. I can't think of her name. Y'all might know who I'm talking about and tell me in the chat. Great for Peely. Give me Caval or Sarah to LSU. Fee will be a great mentor to Niece. Fee is already Angel Mama. Political, I agree. They won't need Morrow. Summer's laughing. Niece goes to Minnesota. She is going to ride the bench, I believe. Real Money says Indiana, whoever. So you think y'all think Indiana is making it to the finals. That's what a lot of people are thinking. We shall see. We shall see. I think Morrow going to Connecticut. Yes, thank you, Marquisha Davis. Appreciate it. Toby from Duke. Political, that's a possibility. You don't think they take Kiki? Shantae says Naismith Player of the Year Juju. She just made a speech. I saw it. I saw the speech. Well, I don't know if that's the same speech you're talking about. I saw her acceptance speech. It was like a video thing. Shout out to Juju for being Player of the Year. I'm not surprised. She kind of had it in the bag. I think they will use Peely as a number 3 behind McBride. Anissa will be back up to Fee at the 4. I don't I don't really see Nice being a 4 in the W. Well, you know what? Nice is what, 6 feet? I can see that because I mean, Fee is only 6'1". I didn't realize she was not she was so not short, but I thought she was way taller than she was, and she's only 6'1". A player is eligible to be selected in the WM draft if she is at least 22. I just read all that during the calendar year in which such draft is held. What are we talking about now? She either has no remaining intercollegiate eligibility or renounces her remaining intercollegiate. Girl, you got me saying words. By written notice up to the W for at least 10 days prior to the such draft. Yes, Hines Allen. Thank you, Tiffy. Hines Allen. That's who I was thinking about. She's not there anymore. So that could be somebody that they can use Nice to replace. Angel announced getting in the WNBA draft on April 3rd, so Flage will enter WNBA 4. We had Allen last year. We got her from the Mystics. Did I say Atlanta? I did mean the Mystics. Now she's with the Wing. Okay. Thank you. No, not Bree Jones. They told me Hines Allen. Damn, Aaliyah Gales from USC in the portal too. They building a team around Juju. Gales and somebody else from USC has left and gone to the portal. Okay. I mean, well, to be honest, I don't think Juju's playing next season. So I don't know. Well, then that means both of them are going to be on the bench. I'd rather see Nice go where she can actually play. The Valks or Mystic, even Connecticut, might have a better chance to play. Nice will not be riding the bench, please. Tiffy says everyone in the portable KG. Mulkey need to pack her locker already after that horrible Elite 8 performance. I don't think Mulkey going nowhere. Oh, excuse me. Mulkey is a proven winner. She got LSU their first ever championship. I don't think they packing her up that quick after a couple of years of not getting a championship when they made it into at least made it to the Elite 8. Now, of course, I would love to see them go further than the Elite 8, but I don't think we just should trash Mulkey with the record that she has just as a coach. Summer says, y'all forget that Nice was a point guard in high school. Kim told y'all in the dang presser that she can shoot. I can't. She's laughing. Jeremy says, Summer, where did you get that piece of information about the 48 hours? Please help me out. Jeremy says, Indiana built a roster, but they are the 4th best squad after Lynx, Aces, and the Liberty. The Fever better be in the finals if they want to keep that game going. I don't think half those people will be there next season unless they win a championship, then maybe. But I think all those people are going to be gone next season once the CBA is finalized and all that stuff. They're going to be going somewhere else. You will not see another player like Nice in a very long time. Political says she has a unique skill set for sure. Reeves will play Anissa Trust. That's her future protege. I can see her playing Nice enough to be 6th player of the year. Ooh. Nice will be 6th player of the year. I agree. Reeves don't want Angel. That's why she traded down. Or Chicago wanted Angel, so they figured out a way to trade up. I don't know. Angel ended up where I think she needed to end up, to be honest. I think it was some very valuable lessons that was learned under Teaspoon. I think Teaspoon was the coach that Angel needed, especially with all the stuff that Angel had been dealing with and was dealing with throughout the season. I think she really needed that kind of nurturing of a coach like Teaspoon. I don't know If that same thing would have happened with under Reeves, I don't know. But everything happens for a reason, and I think she ended up where she needed to be. I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on Niece. I agree, Summer. Political says if she goes to Minnesota, she isn't starting over Fee or McBride. I mean, that's also true. I don't think she will. Not over Fee and McBride, but I don't know where she I don't know where she fits in. We'll see. Tiffy says also selfishly, I want Anissa to win a championship as a rookie, Candace Parker type flex. Yep. Yep. So what? We talked about, we kind of talked about draft. We talked about some of the portal. Talked about Final Four. Anybody else surprise y'all from the portal? I know I gave my opinions on like Samaya Smith and Olivia Miles, and then like just 4 people from Notre Dame being in the portal is crazy. Trying to think. People are saying that Latson may end up either on South Carolina or LSU. That's going to be interesting to see. Cody McMahon may end up on LSU is what they've been saying as well. It's about to be the Hunger Games out here with some of these people in the portal. I'm excited just to see where they end up. But I'm focused on Final Four. Final Four is happening in by Friday. By Friday, we will know. And I wish the game wasn't so late. Like, what's his name? The UConn UCLA game comes on at, well, it's 8:00 my time, but 9:00 Eastern. Like, the first game doesn't come on till 7 or something like that. I wanted it to be a little bit earlier in the day, but I get it. It's prime time TV. So we shall see. By the end of Friday night, we will know who is going into the finals. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? Is it going to be UConn, South Carolina? Is it going to be UCLA, South Carolina? Or is it going to be Texas, UConn, or UCLA and Texas? Who's gonna make it? My bracket said, speaking of brackets, let me see where I am. Let me look at my bracket because I think I predicted the right Final Four. I had several different brackets. But I think my bracket. Oh, come on now. This ain't what I want. Where am I at? I'm number 1 in my bracket group. I'm number 1 in Sess's bracket group, and I'm number 1 in my other friend's bracket group. So it looks like my Final Four of UCLA, Texas, UConn, and South Carolina definitely got me over the hump. I got the right Final Four, and I chose UCLA. One, I chose UCLA and South Carolina. The other one, I chose UConn and South Carolina. But my ultimate winner is South Carolina. UConn versus South Carolina. UConn wins the chip. Okay. That's what Uncle J.E. says. 25% of the players in the portal, yet KG still on my team. Oops, you don't like KG? Oop. They did say it's a lot of players in the portal. They saying Cody canceled her trip to the Bayou. Really? Jada Williams going to Iowa State. Does that make them better? I think that can't make them worse. I mean, I think that's great for her to be there with Audie Crooks. I think that can be something. I think that could be something. Real Money says Betts is Defensive Player of the Year. Blocks still matter. Yep. What did Uncle Jay says? Oh, Real Money says I beg to differ about that finals. Tiffy says I think Reeves learned her lesson. She said Angel was the steal of the draft. She's trying to right her wrongs. That was something to be said. A lot of coaches did say that um, they had made a mistake with letting Angel kind of not be on their team. You know what I'm saying? So she would have been very valuable to Minnesota playing in the finals with just her motor, her drive, and her rebounding. Same with New York. Same with the Aces. Even though Aces had number 12, there was no way they were going to get her. But um, I was told yesterday that Cody rescheduled her visit. She still follows LSU's IG page. Real Money says it's going to be South Carolina versus UCLA. We shall see, y'all. We shall see. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so that I can think of. I guess that kind of blunder will make a person change their entire philosophy. Of course they did. They listen to these idiots on Twitter and ESPN. They don't know anything. All love to KG as a person, but she is the reason LSU didn't make the Final Four. Lights too bright, send her packing. Not send her packing. Come on. Jeremy says UConn's winning it all. Okay. Summer says UConn is not cutting any nets. Man, my chat, y'all are very is one or the other. Everybody's on different sides. I love it. I love it. It keeps it interesting. I want it for Paige. I do too. I want it for Paige, but I have to go for South Carolina. Political says they made a mistake listening to rumors instead of talking to the young lady themselves. And I think that they didn't even give Angel a chance because Angel said like when she was having conversations with these other teams, it didn't feel like the way when Teaspoon spoke to her. When Teaspoon spoke to her, she said that she didn't care what number she went, how she was going to get there. She wanted to go wherever Teaspoon was, and that was Chicago. And I have a feeling that a lot of these teams who was just listening to the rumors and stuff like that and didn't, like Political says, didn't take the time to like really understand her and really talk to her, kind of wrote her off. And those conversations were very like cut and dry and not really talking about investing in her and what they can help her with and how she can help their team. It wasn't any kind of conversations like that. I feel like it was just very much like a very standardized conversation, and it didn't feel like anything. And when she spoke to Teaspoon, she felt like Teaspoon really wanted her there, and Teaspoon really cared about her as a person. And thus, history was made. You know what I'm saying? And now these coaches realize, dang, we probably should have like given that girl a chance, because look how she ate us. look how she ate us up. There were coaches that said, I think Stephanie White said, like, we don't care if Angel scores 0 points. The fact is you cannot let up on her. You cannot like disregard her because she does so much in this game. She doesn't even have to score. She is tough on defense. She is a good rebounder. She is a playmaker. She makes the people around her better. She changes shots. She is their motor. She is their cheerleader. She is their energy. Like you can't just disregard her because she didn't score. I think it was like a question about like, did you realize Angel didn't score or something like that, or you held her to so many points? She was like, I didn't realize she didn't score, because that's how much of attention that she draws as an opposing coach. I didn't even pay attention to the fact that she didn't score. She is that effective where she doesn't even have to score for me as an opposing coach to let up on her. That means a lot. Uh the what Kurt Miller talked about her, Reeves talked about her, Stephanie White talked about her. Um New York players have talked about her. Like these coaches, all of them had something to say like, "Wait, this girl is for real." And we should have maybe gave her a chance. We didn't, and look how she ate us. Look how she ate us. And she's only going to get better. Like the things that she needs to work on, she needs to work on. But look at where she is and look at her ceiling. Look how far she can go. So yes, I agree with that. Um I'm not even reading what SC Bread is saying. Y'all, I'm just gonna let y'all talk in the comments. Uh Let me see. South Carolina gonna win. And I said what I said point blank. Political says the power structure wants UConn to win, and they're gonna do everything they can to make that happen. LSU hate needs to be studied. I know Stephanie White is dreading having to game plan versus Angel 5 times this year. Oh, I'm so mad about that. 5 times? Kathy, give us a break. 5 times? Ugh, Jesus, I do not want to see Indiana 5 times. I didn't want to see them 3 times that we played them, or was it 4? We played them 3 times last season? No, I think we played them 4. Jeremy says, I'm so excited for the Sky this season. Coach Marsh, the coaching staff, Angel, Cardoso, Michaela, Ariel. It's going to be a really good season, hopefully. I hope it is too. I feel like it will. Summer, right before tip off, I'm going to get nervous about my Bruins. Right now, I'm cool like a water bottle in Alaska. That ain't cool. That's cold. um, Political says, good point. Sounds like a little jealous. Uncle J.E. says, facts, J. RC says, but the games will be lit. Fever versus Sky. It's not like the games will fail to excite. I don't want to see it. I'm not interested. I'm just not. I am not. I'm so not interested. It all depends. I need to check the temperature of how the W and how the media is going to act. Because every single time last season, besides that last game, it was some drama with Indiana and Chicago, and it was blown out of proportion. It was blown up. It was all over the news cycles, and it's always negative towards Chicago and Angel. It always was, and that I just don't want to see it. I'm not interested in the salacious, like manufactured crap that they make up when these two teams are playing, and when these two people are playing, when they don't even guard each other. I'm not interested in that. And so we shall see. The first game, I mean, obviously that's the season opener for Chicago. Is going to be in Indiana. I'm already going to have to, like, I already watched the game on mute as it is because the commentators are salivating over Caitlin. Like, I just don't want to hear all that, to be honest. I would just like the game to be called and we don't have to hear about her the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about some other people. But we will see. But if I feel like media is on that BS this season, I am not interested in another 4 games of that because it was always some drama. Always some drama. RC says Sienna Betts is a cross hybrid between Satu Sabali and a young Chris Webber. Really? I haven't seen her play. I'm putting my hope in Granny Sloot. Not Granny Sloot, Tiffy. Beck Allen and my rooks. Everyone else better step up to the plate. What about Nurse? Kia Nurse was balling in AU. Balling this season. I think she'll be a good addition. And I think Mick is gonna do great this season. I think Big Mama, now that she's healthy, I think she'll be good for us. I'm excited about the team. I'm excited to see how everything gels. I mean, I think it's gonna be a process. I don't know if we're gonna come out the gate, shooting on all cylinders because again, this is a brand new team again. But the kind of I wouldn't say good thing about it, but you know, almost what is it, 90% of the W is all brand new teams. So the only teams that like really haven't changed that much, New York, Minnesota, the Aces still have their kind of main core outside of KP, but a lot of these other teams have been like turned over. Atlanta still has its main, most of its main core there. So I think the playing field is going to even out a little bit just on everybody trying to get the chemistry together and how they're playing and how they play other teams. So I'm not going to, just like I said last season, I'm not going to put um, too much expectations on Chicago because this is like they're starting over again. A brand new coach again, brand new coaching staff again, brand new players again. You know what I'm saying? Um, and honestly, who do they? Angel and Camilla are the only two, and Mick are the only two that were there on the team last season that actually played. Elizabeth was there, but she didn't play. And then you brought in Mariah Jefferson and Big Mama Rachel later, but you only have a core of three people that played together last season in real game time situations for a certain amount of time. So now you got to incorporate these other players back into what schemes they're going to do and stuff. So I'm not putting a lot of expectations on them. I just want them to, hopefully they can do better than they did last season. You always want that. You want to see some kind of improvements. But I don't know. It could be shaky in the beginning. It could be a little bit of, gelling together and getting the team to know, what they need to do and how they need to do it. It might take a little bit and it may not. I don't know. But I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I really want to see where Georgia Amore, Sonia Citron, and Deja Kelly will get drafted to. Yep. RC says, I see where you're getting at now, J Spot. The media, online, and fans will get nasty, wicked, and wild. Yes. Hopefully it's died down. Like, I really hope, like, we're over that. I hope the media kind of has, like, realized that it's not necessary to, magnify the drama. Like, let's just play the game. But I don't know. If they try it this season, like I said, I'm not interested. Sarah Strong is going to show up and show out. UConn is playing their best team basketball. Don't let Kaylin Chin go off like she did versus USC. RC says, not grandmammy sloop. No, she didn't say grandmammy. She said granny. Or what did you say? It wasn't grandmammy for sure. Yeah, she said granny. Jeremy says, Jay, you know what matchups are going to spark more drama? Sparks Storm versus Aces. The Sparks versus Aces, yes. Now that's good drama, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's good drama for us as fans. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be intense. You're gonna see who's doing what. It's not gonna be front page or front story on ESPN, and then they're spending 4 days in press conferences asking Jewel why she looked at Skylar that way, or why did KP run through Jack that way or something. Like, no, it's good drama for our fans. Like, we're eating popcorn. We're interested in what's going on. I'm interested to see Bonner and AT play against each other. We haven't seen that I haven't seen them play opposite each other. So it's going to be really cool to see like stuff like that. But again, I say that, but I'm not going to be watching any Indiana games. I don't even know why I brought that up. Outside of the ones that I have to maybe check out, which is like Sky and the Aces and stuff like that. But I try to avoid them at all costs. Again, we'll see what the media is doing next season. But yes, those will be some great games, some great matchups. I won't be as upset if the refs stay the F out of the games versus UCLA and UConn. Political says, I'm not interested in no oversaturation. I'm taking a viewing year off. I'm tired of the nonsense trying to please conservative based fans. Yep, I get you, Political. Hey, y'all, give me the likes. Give me the likes if you haven't already. Go ahead and give me the thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Just kind of what I see when I watch her play for big. She can handle the rock pass, shoot from outside, block shots, and all of that. He's talking about Lauren Betts' sister. You can't count out Gino. Chris Webber might be a stretch. Uh, Holy spit. Avery Howell just hit the transfer portal. Yeah, we said that earlier. He about to come up with the master plan versus UCLA and Betts. Tiffy says Kia Nurse is hit or miss. So is Atkins. Big Mama, Mick, and E Will are solid second string lineup, but Angel doesn't have a backup yet, and Tyler is not planning to draft her one. Yeah, I was wondering about, like, we do need a backup four. So that's going to be interesting who they put in her spot, unless they're going to have to like rotate E Will between her, Angel, and Camilla. So that'll be interesting. I don't know. They might, I mean, they still have time. I mean, they're going to be picking people throughout the training camp as well. So we shall see what happens there. But they do need a backup four. And we never know who they might draft Kiki. I don't know. That'll be interesting. Or they may draft Sonia Citron. You forgot we got Ariel Atkins. Avery entering shook me. Is Ariel she's a 4? For some reason I thought she was a 3. Avery entering shook me. RC says Avery entering the portal just knocked me on my tail. I can't believe this. Political says, I think the Sky will have a productive season. They have a decent roster, incredible coaching staff. They should be competitive. RC says, oh, Lord, does everyone think the portal is their saving grace? I simply don't understand it. Yeah, they do. Avery to Iowa State with Jaden, Audie, and Addie would be fire. JE says, Sky is a playoff team right now, 5-8. Okay. I would love them to go to the playoffs. I would love them to be at 500 or over 500 by the end of the season. But again, I don't want to put too much over expectations on them because they're still growing. So we will see. SC Bread says Sienna Betts played in a high school league where it looks like 85% of the players were WT and undersized. Is WT white or what? RC says Avery Howell and Yarden Garzon both to either Iowa or UCLA. I will be a happy man. Summer says, I want to know who Kelly Harper brings to Mizzou. Oh, I forgot she got a job. That's right. Kelly Harper from Tennessee is now the head coach for Mizzou. Oh, Political says, Kathy is a real prick for continuing to exploit Angel like that. I can't stand how she operates the league. RC says, so she has a lot to prove and show in college level. She'll do that. Fee versus Angel. Fire. That's always a good matchup. I love that. Fee versus Angel. Angel versus JJ. Angel versus Stewie. Angel versus AT. Angel versus Bonner. Angel versus Asia. Like, Asia. Angel. I'm telling you, the W is a big girls league, right? And so there's a lot of prominent, very like skilled and like high ranking, I guess, players in Angel's class, like in her position, the four or five type of thing, mainly fours, obviously. But like the fact that Angel rises to that challenge every single time, whether she gets beat or not, it's like once she plays you, she kind of figures it out and she's a better player the next time around. And I just think that's great for her development. I think it's amazing. What's gonna be good is to watch Aaliyah Edwards versus Fee. in the W, because we know what, she did win a game in a one-on-one tournament against Fee. She did put us on notice that she's don't be sleeping on Aaliyah Edwards. She said, I've been like this. People just ain't never really gave me a chance. Also, is Stewie going to get her revenge back on Aaliyah Edwards for sweeping her in her one-on-one? Like, we know now, Stewie had a knee injury, so that's probably why she wasn't playing like herself. But once she recovers and she gets better, that matchup is going to be amazing to see. So we got some gems. We got some gems coming up in the W. But back to just the way that Angel has met De'Erica, like the way that Angel has matched up with a lot of these like amazing vets, NECA in the W. And like I said, she gets better every single time they match up, every single time. And she is great defensively. She is somebody that has held a lot of these players under their average every time they play each other. So, I mean, she learns, she sees what she can do. She watches film, she watches them. And then, she puts that into practice and puts that into the real game, and she gets results. So I love watching Angel play against anybody, because whether she gets beat or not, like she said, Fee was cooking her. But I think it's going to be, she's going to learn more and be better, and we'll see how the matchups are this season. Summer says the refs were trash with LSU versus UCLA. RC says, Summer, wait now, you love Connecticut. This is wild. Zah says the Fever got more nationally televised game than every team in the NBA. They the W's new ball club. They are. 41 out of 41 games is diabolical. I don't want to see that team that much. I don't. And now I'm forced to. You got them on my TV 41 times out of the 44 games that we have. I got to watch them 41 times. Are you crazy? I will not. I won't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. Summer says, I want UConn to give UCLA the belt. Sorry, Paige. Got to do it for Foe and LSU. Jeremy says, I understand you share my irritation with Indiana as well. I will only watch Aaliyah, Jewel, Lexi, and Sophie. Jeremy, I take it a step further. I'm not watching none of them. I love Aaliyah. I love Lexi. It was my girl this off season. Team Rose. Shout out to Rose Ball Club. Lexi was my home girl. Once this season starts, I don't know who these people are. I can't support. I can't. I just can't. RC says Avery Howell watched Jazzy Davison play yesterday and said, I better get the hell out of here. JE says, I hope we draft Fagan. Who is we? What team is we? I forgot about Fagan. Why was I thinking about Fagan? Are you talking about Chicago drafting Fagan? I didn't think about that. How did I miss Fagan? And Pow Pow. I said top 5. I wasn't even thinking of, oh man. And I'm a South Carolina fan. I didn't think nothing about Fagan and Pow Pow. Fagan is valuable. And I think she could end up in Chicago as a backup 4. I didn't think about that. That's why y'all in my chat. Political says that was the plan. They didn't want LSU in the Final Four. LSU would have had to overcome the team and 3 refs. Political says Fagan would be good on the Sky. Jeremy says the ref been garbage on all the W basketball, women's basketball this year. I'm just getting over the finals. Facts, Political. And Fagan fits in because Fagan will talk some trash. Like, I love it. Used to be teammates with Camilla. She gets to play backup to Angel. Like, that whole little nucleus of people right there, that could be really good. I forgot about Fagan. Man, I feel bad. RC says, real talk. Now I feel like I have to be careful which players I'm excited to cheer for now. The following year, they could be gone. Cheer for them anyway, RC. That call giving UCLA the ball when it was clearly off of Kiki killed LSU's momentum to tie or lead the game. Yep. Don't get me started with that elbow of Betts. Yeah, that was clearly like out on Kiki. You could see it, but you know, the ref's gonna ref. Sorry, Kelsey. RC says it doesn't matter who win the natty. Someone, somewhere is going to be bitter. That's just how the cookies crumble. Yep. The refs have been sus with South Carolina too. Facts. Jeremy says it's all business with Kathy. That is true. Political says it's all exploitation of a radicalized labor market and predatory capitalism. You better bring those words. Political says, yep, once public perception labels you as aggressive, then subconscious bias sets in and they see files before they ever happen. Ooh, you better give a word today, political. You better give a word. Zaz says Golden State Valkyries not using the Warriors colors was a boneheaded move. Shake my head. Why? Why do you think that? I promised the USC fans we would get revenge for them. Oh boy, I hope I didn't make a promise I can't keep. Political says 41 games is called market saturation. I like carpet bombing in war. It's like carpet bombing in war. I'm not even buying League Pass this year. I'm a Sky fan. Okay. I have it. Why do I have it? Because I feel like last season it wasn't League Pass in the way I needed it to League Pass because a lot of the games I want to watch were blocked out. I didn't get to see every Chicago game like I thought I would be able to, or Aces game. So I don't know. I have the pass. I may decide to take it off. I mean, I like the on demand of it, but I have YouTube TV, so if I record the games are there. I don't think any of them are locked. Some of them, it was a couple that I wasn't able to see. Like even with YouTube TV, I can't watch Dallas games. They block us for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they block us. I'm nowhere near Dallas. I don't have a local channel that they're going to show the game on. So I missed some of the Dallas versus Chicago games. Unless they came on like ESPN or something like that, or Amazon. If they were like regular games, I couldn't watch them. Maybe that was League Pass because my League Pass is on my YouTube TV, so it kind of is just synonymous. It's like all together. So maybe that's what it was. But I would have to wait like 2 days after the game in order to watch Dallas play if it was the Aces or Chicago. Jay, it seems like Indy is your villain team. I think mine are the Mercury Liberty Aces. Get them out of here. Yes. Yeah, it seems like is an understatement. Indy is my villain team. They're probably going to be my villain team for a while until the W and the media quits stops trying to like force them down my throat and in my face. But prior to Indiana, my villain team was New York. I wanted New York out of here real bad because they were standing in the way of my Aces winning their championships. And then the whole like super team thing happened where I felt like they were just building a team to try to beat us. Prior to New York, my villain team was the Houston Comets. And I know that was a long, long time ago, but again, I was a Sparks fan. Houston was winning everything. 4 championships back to back to back to back. Like, leave us alone. Like, let somebody else have a chance. And so I didn't hate Houston. It's a different kind of disdain for Indiana now than it was when than me not liking New York or me not liking the Comets. But also it wasn't like I said, the media wasn't forcing me to watch New York, wasn't forcing me to like only know and hear about New York. They wasn't forcing me to only hear about the Comets. Now the Comets just kept winning. They were getting on my nerves. So it was a different kind of disdain. So I lived in Houston. I went to Comets games, especially when the Sparks would come to town. But I just didn't like them. So I'll always pick a team that I'm not cheering for, I don't like or whatever. But it's a little bit more pronounced in this era of the WNBA because I don't like being forced to do stuff. Political says, I don't know if Poa, you mean Pow? Pow Pow? Pow Pow will last until 10, but Fagan may be there at 10. Yeah. Yeah. Pow Pow may end up going somewhere else. I don't know. But I would like to see Fagan again. I didn't even think about that. That's actually really good. Which team do you think will have success with their new additions, Mercury or the Dream? Mercury is going to be an interesting one. You got AT there now. BG is gone. Old girl left to go to. I mean, they ain't got Cloud no more. They ain't got the one lady. They call her Maga Barbie. She went to Indiana. She can shoot now. She can shoot. Um. Oh man, I don't know. Mercury got a squad too, though. Let me see if I can find them again. Mercury has Kalani Brown went to Mercury too. I didn't know that. Did I know that? You got Kalani Brown, Kai Copper, Natasha Mack, Celeste Taylor, Satu Sabli, AT. They got the other names cut off. Who is this person? Oh, Uzin. Wasn't Uzin on there? Or where did she come from? Minnesota? Oh, what about Maddie Westbelt? Maddie Westbelt should be going to the job. I know she didn't declare yet. Oh, you got Sammy Whitcomb too there. She's a shooter. Mercury or the Dream? The Mercury, they got a team. Let me see who the Dream has. Dream has, of course, their main people: Jordan Canada, Nia Coffey, Alicia Gray, Nas Hillman, Ryan Howard, Brianna Jones went there. Haley is there. Walker Kimbrell, BG. They have more, their core is more familiar. They might have more success, but I might lean towards Mercury. I don't know. I think Dream could have more success because it's familiar, but I'm digging Mercury. Why are you laughing at me, Summer? What did I say? Hits the organ keys. For what? JSpot, what am I supposed to do? Root for 34 teams? It's my favorite. If my favorites are going everywhere, all over, it just sounds deranged. RC, not the person who has 52 people in your handle half the time. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. JE says it was a waste for me last season. Political says no league pass for me either. Last year games I wanted were never playing. JE says unrivaled. All the games were on TV. The W better figure it out. Yeah. I mean, like Fee said, and people came for Fee because that's what they do when you say anything that they feel like you're against Indiana. But Fee was like, having Indiana have more games on TV than New York, the people who won last season, is kind of crazy. Because the whole thing was the way they used to do it. And I understand people want to see her and the views are going to be there. We understand that. But as W fans, if we are real fans of the W, we want to see a variety of games on TV, and we don't want to just see the same team play a bunch of different other teams. You know what I'm saying? Like I did not sign up for the Indiana Fever League Pass to be able to watch all their games. I want to be able to watch my teams, Chicago and Vegas, but I also want to be able to watch a variety of other games. I want to see Vegas versus New York. I want to see a Washington versus New York. I want to see a Minnesota versus Atlanta or something like that, or Phoenix. I want to be able to have a good variety of watching different teams play. And the way that they have gotten Indiana 41 of their 44 games is just crazy. It's just crazy to me. More than New York, more than the people that actually won a ring. The people that actually won a ring, they're not on TV as much as Indiana. So now we know it's just a money grab is what it is. And I get it. You're a business person. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. I get it. But as a fan of the W, it's tired. I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a fan of Indiana. Maybe if it was Chicago that had 41 of the 44 games on TV, I may not be saying this. I don't know. But I feel like that would never happen. Or if it was the Aces that had 41 of the 44 games, I probably wouldn't complain. But again, I don't feel like that would ever happen, because they're going for a certain thing. And it's not necessarily about the quality of the game and about growing the game. It's about growing your revenue through your popular players. Because let's not forget, Indiana was on the TV a lot last season, and in the beginning, they were losing every game. I think they were like 0-8, 0-10 or something like that. So you're putting this team on TV, national prime time, the best spot, just to watch them lose every single time. And no one cared. No one cared that they lost. They were just there to see one person. How is that growing the game? It's just the forcing for me. I don't like to be forced in that situation. So, all right, I'm done. I'm done with that. My villain team right now is New York, and I'm a New Yorker. And being the Lynx fan against all Liberty fans, here is a battle I can't wait for this season. Oh no, Houston was killing it. Houston was getting on my nerves. They got on my nerves. Like, stop winning. Brown went to Phoenix to replace maybe BG. Yeah. The WNBA wants you to buy like 5 different streaming services to see their games. It's insanity. I get it, but I don't get it either. Yeah. Zaz says, when it comes to Valkyries, when you have the chance to capitalize off of branding of one of the most successful franchises in recent memory, you got to take it. Imagine Sparks not using Lakers colors. Yeah, I see what you're saying with it. I see what you're saying there. J.E. says, my point exactly, Jay. I don't watch Fever. If the Sky or Aces had C. Clark, would you see all 44 of their games? No, I don't know. I just don't even make me think about that. There's no way. That's not even a possibility. If the media and the W, and I'll say that again, if they act like they did last year with CC, if they are still on that and CC is on my Aces or the Sky, then I can't. It's going to suck. Because you know how I feel about Asia. You know how I feel about Angel and Camilla. It's going to suck, but that would it would ruin me. It would ruin me because I can't. I got to stand for something. I don't know. That would just make me feel sick. I would have to feel some kind of disdain for my team. So when Paige gets drafted and Enrique moves to the 3, Paige and Dejanay in the backcourt, and then Enrique in the front court with Maddie and McCowan. That's going to be interesting. RC says, I will watch the games that come on Ion, ESPN, ABC Prime. That's about it. I don't like how WNBA League Pass gets down. I get it. All right, y'all. We've been on here 2 hours. Thank y'all for the conversation. We talked about everything. I appreciate y'all so much. So much. You can catch. I might be able to go live. I might jump on Cess's live during Final Four Friday. I don't know quite yet if I'll be able to, but if not, y'all catch me here next week. We'll do this all again. We'll talk about who's the national champion. We'll have those conversations. We'll talk some more about the draft. I'm sure more portal news is going to pop off between now and next week. So thank y'all again for hanging with me. I always appreciate it. Again, on your way out, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that sub button. And if you're interested in anything else that I do, check out my videos, join my Patreon, patreon.com/JSpotNetwork for some really, really good exclusive content over there. You can join for free, and if you like it, you can go ahead and become a paid member. It's only $1 a month. So that's all I got. Thank y'all for hanging with me in the chat. I do appreciate y'all always, always, always. And those of you that are going to be a part of the replay gang, thank y'all as well. All right. I'm out of here.